think all of you guys picked a good range of work. You kind of looked for work that was different, and that's really good to challenge yourself. Yeah, so I think it's quite interesting because with the art world, obviously you would probably found trying to write something, and if you just kind of regurgitate the bullet points of what is out there, then you end up just sounding like a book. So it was really nice when some of you guys were starting to bring in that you personally liked it and what drew you to it, because that sort of stuff really, with the guys listening in, that really helps them to kind of just go, okay, yeah, and it kind of feels more like a conversation.
Alright, good evening. My name is Pan Mantis and I'm a Year 13 art historian at Scots College. This artwork by Helen Straka, it's untitled, is a rather interesting work and one of my favourites in the gallery. Helen Straka herself is an up-and-coming artist. She doesn't quite have the renowned international fame that some people have, but I really do like this piece of her art. She's really distilled the artwork down to like the very basics and used very convincing techniques and very precision in her tapestry and painting. The best example of this we can find is in her singlet, where we've had foldings and continuous drapery, which shows a convincing sense of the fabric, like you could almost touch it. The figure of the painting is a rather stern-looking woman staring out into something, and she's really tried to bring the art down to this Leonardo da Vinci's idea of bringing up the intent of the mind being shown on the body. And we can see this in her face, where she's staring out into the distance, looking rather angry, almost interested at an unknown figure. And this really intrigues me because we really don't know what she's looking at, but all we know is whatever it is, it's so interesting and amazing that it's captivated her attention. I personally really do like this artwork and a lot of Helen Straka's art. And I hope you enjoy the other artworks in this gallery.
Hey, I'm Andrew McKee, and this is Gavin Hipkins' Mountain. Mountain is basically artwork done by Vector Travel that Hipkins has done over the years, and it shows that he has lowered mountains and how precious they are to society and to people in different climates. And basically the diamond has sort of been a modernised effect of how precious diamonds are in today's society. And he's done this because it sort of shows that to him mountains are precious and nature, but to other people diamonds and such other commercialised things, objects would be sort of precious to them. And he's actually a lecturer at Auckland University now, and in 1998 represented New Zealand in the Banana, which is a pretty big expedition. So he's quite a renowned artist, and all of his work is basically travel related.
I'm David Shannon. This is Gerda Leonard's Waterfall, Deep Cove. She's basically she's a painter from the Netherlands, and she's really influenced by the Dutch masters and their use of how they painted landscapes. She immigrated to New Zealand, and then she wanted to show the audience a different view on New Zealand landscapes. You see, there's a kind of impressionist style painting that she's used here. So she basically wanted to challenge the traditional representation of landscapes that they painted and show the raw emotion of nature, which you can see here in the waterfall. It's kind of showing all the natural beauty in it, and then natural beauty, but more kind of like a violent reaction of nature. It's something which is, it just comes off really kind of amazing, the type of painting that she is. She's been included in like several private collections, and like in 1992 she undertook a residency in the Netherlands.
The huia itself is a rather revered bird in both Pākehā and Māori societies, and in the 20th century we loved it so much that we actually hunted it to death. Māori for their feathers and Pākehā for either their meat or the attractive plumage that they could get out of it. This is really Paul Dibble's commentary on the things that humans love so much in nature often get destroyed by our love of it. So with the huia, they actually revered it so much that they actively went out and hunted it, even though it was such a precious and interesting bird. Paul Dibble himself is a rather renowned artist. He's got works everywhere, some in Te Papa, some in the London art galleries, and also in the Wallace Art Trust. Himself, he talks about this work saying, "I am often known as a sculptor who uses New Zealand subject matter, but it's probably more accurate to say that I work from things that I know and have real experience of, most of this coming from New Zealand."
This one is Destination Unknown by Wayne Yule, and he's a Māori artist in New Zealand who sort of challenges the relationships of Pākehā and Māori alike, and he's done sort of his classic iconographic motif, which is the tiki, and he's used the tiki as the head of a New Zealand flag of a koru, which sort of is a take on the New Zealand sort of gap year, which is really popular. And he sort of showed our rite of passage after sort of school or after university is a gap year to go see the world, which is shown by the tiki representing us as people. And he's come under a lot of debate over many years from using iconographic motifs such as the tiki, but that's just how he does his work. This is International Style Tiki 2 by Dick Frizzell, and it's more of a fun take of art, as he puts it. It's meaning behind it is how the tiki is our sort of logo for Māori and New Zealand alike, and he's shown it how it's become commercialised. It's not really much meaning behind it, it's just sort of painting for painting's sake. And a lot of people thought he was being disrespectful for using a tiki, but he's sort of, he's come about the years and sort of shown that he just likes this because he likes just painting for fun's sake. And there's not much behind it, but he just likes painting and the skill involved, which is giving it a pretty texture.
This is Jason Greaves' Sister Midnight. Jason Greaves is a New Zealand artist, and he's based out of Wellington, Christchurch. He's kind of like, his type of style is always these kind of dark, velvet-like kind of landscapes and backgrounds and things like that, which is used by using the printing press more than one time on the way that he creates his artwork. His main focus is kind of like how people deal with their thoughts and the feeling of isolation when they're alone. It's kind of showing like she's kind of lost in this kind of darkness of her own thoughts. And yeah, so his work's kind of classified by three different types of things. It's just like the question of the self, and also like the mystique and mystery that goes with this kind of dark atmosphere and landscape.
Amin Khan is a rather interesting artist. He's of Chinese and Māori descent. He relates to the tribe Ngāi Tahu in the south. This artwork is a rather interesting blend of this, in the sense that he's got the contemporary Māori kind of iconography, such as the waka, such as the rather calm landscape with long horizons. But he's also mixed that with the subtlety of the Orient. He's got the moon up above with plenty of lines. He's got things such as subtlety within the relatively interesting looking landscape. I think this is one of those paintings that you really can't reproduce in a photo, because you lose that kind of texture and that kind of really interesting washes of colour. Like the gradient of the wood itself is part of the artwork, and you can't take a picture of that because it doesn't come out right. Khan talks about this work saying, "The waka forms of myself and also people around me, people who have passed away as well as those who are present." This is relative to the imagery that the waka itself is the carrier of the spirit from this land to the next. Khan's works are held in collections in New York and London, and are very prized in private collections in New Zealand. Te Marae, taken in Auckland in 1980. Arms Wester is a really interesting character. She likes to take pictures where the main portraits don't actually know that they're being photographed. And the example of this in this painting is that the people actually didn't know that she was there taking photos. She likes to take pictures not of main events, but of everyday lives. So for this one, it is a gathering on a marae, which is a relatively special event, but it's not necessarily a big one or an important one, but just rather a simple one where people can relax and talk about things. Arms Wester herself began her freelance career in 1961 as a photojournalist, and she's been using the same twin Rolex camera lens for the past 20 years. She works exclusively in black and white, and she has a colourful and interesting past, one of the more interesting people in this gallery.
Alright. This is a Shane Cotton work. It's called Half Caste. Shane Cotton is from half Pakeha and half Māori descent, and we really see this coming through here. It's kind of like showing the ambiguity between being Māori and Pakeha, and kind of trying to find, being caught adrift in kind of a sea of New Zealand culture, and trying to find where you fit in with your own different nationalities, because there's a lot of different immigrants and different races within New Zealand. He kind of shows there's a dark atmosphere to the kind of like, his spray painted the kind of background is the way that he's done it, which shows kind of a dark atmosphere. He's one of New Zealand's most important contemporary artists, and this is just one of my favourite piece in the collection.
Mary Maguire's James K. Baxter, and this year's Explored the Upper Whanganui. Mary Maguire came from the University of Canterbury, and she studied at the Institute of Lithography in Albuquerque, America. Her works usually mix the imagined with the reality. So we have James K. Baxter, a famous New Zealander, alongside Odysseus in a Māori waka using ancient Greek paddles travelling up the Whanganui River. I personally really like this coming from a Greek/New Zealand descent because it's mixing the kind of Greek vase paintings of black figures along with contemporary New Zealand settings such as the Upper Woman and the River. Maguire is one of those master collaborative lithographers, and he's recognised as one of the most skilled and effective ones throughout Australasia. Her works are shown throughout New Zealand, in places such as Te Papa and Auckland, and as well internationally, such as the Cambridge University in the United Kingdom and the National Gallery of Australia. That's a wrap.